Military identifies 100 sailors and Marines killed when the USS Oklahoma capsized during the devastating Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. The military has identified 100 sailors and Marines killed when the USS Oklahoma capsized during the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor 76 years ago, officials said Friday. The milestone comes 2 years after the Defense POW counting agency dug up nearly 400 sets of remains from a Hawaii cemetery. Officials exhumed the bodies after determining that advances in forensic science and genealogical help from families could make identifications possible. The buried Marines and sailors have been classified as missing since World War II. This milestone is illustrative of our talented laboratory professionals in strong partnerships with the Armed Forces Medical Examiner System, the Department of Veterans Affairs and Department of the Navy, said Kelly McKeague, DPAA Director. Most importantly, it helps resolve the uncertainties 100 families had harbored for 76 years. Radio Man Second Class Walter H. Backman, 22, of Wilton, North Dakota. Electricians made Third Class Cecil E. Barncord, 24, of Wilson Township, Kansas. Navy Radio Man Third Class Howard W. Bin, 27, of Everett, Washington. Navy Fireman Second Class James B. Boring, 21, of Vailsmill, Ohio. Navy Mess Attendant First Class Ralph M. Boudreaux, 20, of New Orleans, Louisiana. Fireman Second Class Lawrence A. Boxrucker, of Dorchester, Wisconsin, disinterred in 2003. Seaman First Class Murray R. Cargill, 21, of Robertsonville, North Carolina. Machinists made First Class Harold F. Carney, 23, of New Diggins, Wisconsin. Fireman First Class Charles Ray Casto, 20, of East Liverpool, Ohio. Seaman Second Class Floyd Clifford, 20, of Douglas, Kansas. Seaman First Class George A. Koch, 18, of Arlington, Texas. Fireman First Class Samuel W. Crowder, 35, of Louisville, Kentucky. Storekeeper Second Class Glenn C. Syriac, 20, of Pipestone County, Minnesota. Steward's Mate First Class Cyril I. Dussett, 21, of New Orleans, Louisiana. Storekeeper Third Class Wallace E. Eakes, 22, of Caney, Kansas. Ensign John C. England, 20, of Alhambra, California. Fireman First Class Lawrence H. Fecho, 20, of Willow City, North Dakota. Ensign William M. Finnegan, 44, of Bessemer, Michigan. Fireman First Class Michael Galajic, 25, of Joliet, Illinois. Fireman Second Class Martin A. Guerra, 20, of Chicago, Illinois. Marine Corps Second Lieutenant Harry H. Gaver, 24, of Annapolis, Maryland. Seaman Second Class George T. George, 26, of St. Louis, Missouri. Radio Man Second Class Quentin J. Gifford, 22, of Mankato, Minnesota. Warrant Officer Darrell H. Goggin, 34, of Everett, Washington. Seaman First Class Clifford G. Goodwin, 24, of Marion Township, Missouri. Chief Petty Officer Duff Gordon, 52, of Hudson, Wisconsin. Seaman Second Class Vernon N. Groh, 25, of Redding, California. Shopfitter Third Class Francis L. Hannon, 20, of Madison County, Indiana. Chief Petty Officer Albert E. Hayden, 44, of Mechanicsville, Maryland. Seaman Second Class Harold L. Head, 20, of Browning, Missouri. Gunner's Mate First Class George Herbert, 37, of Fall River, Massachusetts. Ensign Joseph P. Hittorf, 25, of Collingswood, New Jersey. Chief Storekeeper Herbert J. Horde, 36, of DeSoto, Missouri. Fireman Third Class Kenneth L. Home, 29, of Clarkfield, Minnesota. Fireman Third Class Edwin C. Hopkins, 19, of Keene, New Hampshire. Fireman Third Class Gladen C. Iverson, 24, of Emmons, Minnesota. Seaman Second Class Shally R. James, 18, of New Boston, Ohio. Fireman Third Class Kenneth L. Jane, 26, of Patchogue, New York. Seaman First Class Joseph M. Johnson, 22, of Columbus, North Dakota. Fireman First Class Jim H. Johnstone, 23, of Wesson, Mississippi. Machinists made First Class Fred M. Jones, 31, of North Lake, Michigan. Lieutenant Julian B. Jordan, 37, of Dawson, Georgia Marine Corps Private Vernon P. Keaton, 18, of Lubbock, Texas. Fireman First Class William H. Kennedy, 24, of Tetonka, Iowa. Fireman First Class Elmer T. Karists, 22, of Holding Township, Minnesota. Coxswain Vern F. Knipp, 22, of Salida, Colorado. Musician First Class Elliot D. Larson, 25, of Monroe, Utah. Fireman Third Class Gerald G. Lehman, of Hancock, Michigan, disinterred in 2003. Fireman Third Class John H. Lindsley, 22, Waukegan, Illinois. Fireman Third Class Alfred D. Livingston, of Worthington, Indiana, disinterred in 2007. Petty Officer First Class Vernon T. Luke, 43, of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Fire Controlman Second Class Donald R. McLeod, 21, of Wayne, West Virginia. Machinists Mate First Class Sir Lar Melton, 24, of Lakewood, New Jersey. Fireman First Class Elmer D. Nail, 23, of Kansas City, Missouri. Fire Controlman First Class Pauline Nash, 26, of Carlisle, Indiana. Electricians Mate Third Class Don O'Neill, 28, of Kansas City, Missouri. Gunners Mate First Class Arthur C. Neuenschwander, 33, of Fessenden, North Dakota. Fireman First Class Frank E. Nichols, 24, of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Signalman Third Class Charles E. Nix, 26, of Danville, Illinois. Fireman First Class Charles R. Ogle, 20, of Goadsbury Township, Missouri. Seaman First Class Camillus M. O'Grady, 19, of Saline County, Kansas. Storekeeper Third Class E.O.I. Olson, 23, of Audubon, Iowa. Seaman Second Class Dale F. Pierce, 21, of Dennis, Kansas. Seaman Second Class James N. Phipps, 24, of Rainier, Oregon. Fireman First Class Gerald H. Pertl, 19, of El Dorado, Kansas. Seaman Second Class Rudolph V. Piscaran, 19, of Elyria, Ohio. Fire Controlman Third Class Robert L. Pribble, 19, of St. Petersburg, Florida. Ensign Louis B. Pride, Jr., 23, of Madisonville, Kentucky. Seaman First Class Paul S. Raymond, 20, of Converse, Louisiana. Water Tender Second Class Porter L. Rich, 27, of Lake Preston, South Dakota. Seaman First Class Harold W. Roche, 25, of Rockford, Illinois. Fireman First Class Walter B. Rogers, 22, of Bison, South Dakota. Yeoman Third Class Edmund T. Ryan, 21, of Wilbraham, Massachusetts. Seaman First Class John E. Savage, 20, of Elizabeth, New Jersey. Lieutenant J. G. Aloysius H. Schmidt, 32, of Street Lucas, Iowa. Pharmacists Mate First Class John H. Schoonover, 39, of Port Edwards, Wisconsin. Ensign Verity D. Sederstrom, 25, of Montevideo, Minnesota. Seaman First Class Edward F. Slopicas, 26, of Wanamaie, Pennsylvania. Water Tender First Class Walter H. Solly, 37, of Myrtlewood, Alabama. Ensign Lewis S. Stockdale, 27, of Anaconda, Montana. Seaman First Class Milton R. Sorrett, 21, of Greenville, South Carolina. Machinists Mate First Class Charles H. Swanson, of Maywood, California, disinterred in 2003. Seaman First Class Robert M. Temple, 19, of Des Moines, Iowa. Fireman First Class Charles W. Thompson, 19, of Lee, Missouri. Ensign Irvine A. R. Thompson, of Hudson County, New Jersey, disinterred in 2003. Ensign William M. Thompson, 21, of Summit, New Jersey. Seaman Second Class Louis L. Wagoner, 20, of Douglas County, Missouri. Fireman Third Class Robert N. Wakowiak, 20, of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Seaman First Class William E. Welch, 18, of Springfield, Ohio. Machinists Mate First Class Alfred F. Wells, 32, of Syracuse, New York. Fireman Second Class John D. Wheeler, 26, of Fort Douglas, Arkansas. Seaman Second Class George J. Wilcox, 19, of Byram, Mississippi. Seaman Second Class Frank Wood, 25, of Jackson, Ohio. Chief Water Tender Paul R. Wright, 41, of Meadville, Missouri. Ensign Eldon P. Wyman, of Portland, Oregon, Disinterred in 2003. The agency has said it expects to identify about 80% of the battleship's missing crew members by 2020. The most recent identification came last week, the agency said in a news release. The family hasn't been notified yet, however, so his name hasn't been released. Many of those identified have been buried in their hometowns. Others were reinterred at the National Memorial Cemetery in the Pacific, which is located in an extinct volcanic crater in Honolulu. One reburial is planned for next week. Navy Radio Man 3rd Class Howard W. Ben of Everett, Massachusetts, who was 27 years old when he was killed. On December 6, on the eve of the 76th anniversary of his death, he will be laid to rest with full military honors at Arlington National Cemetery. An identification of an unaccounted-for service member is the culmination of years of work by many hard-working professionals who are dedicated to the personnel accounting mission, said Rudy Gonzalez, Navy POW, MIA branch head. We have the honor and privilege of notifying families of the great news that their loved one has been recovered and identified. Through tears or kind words, the gratefulness and appreciation we witness when meeting with the families to deliver this news cannot be overstated. Altogether, 429 people on board the battleship were killed in the December 7, 1941, bombing that plunged the United States into World War II. Only 35 were identified in the years immediately after. Many remains buried in Hawaii were commingled with other sailors and Marines. The 388 men disinterred in 2015 were buried in 46 plots. The agency has been studying dental records and DNA to make identifications. It sent exhumed remains to a lab at Offutt Air Force Base, Nebraska, for analysis. The lab sent some 5,000 samples to a military DNA lab. The agency has family DNA reference samples for 85% of the unaccounted-for Marines and sailors.